Today we're going to be solving systems of equations by elimination. So we've got 4 steps. The first thing we want to do is make sure that both equations are in standard form. If they're not, then you need to rearrange things. Most of the time they will be. Standard form is ax plus by equals c. That's what you see down here. Those are in standard form. X and y on the same side, then other number on the other side. Then you need to have one variable have the same number but different sign. This might mean that you have to multiply. I might put a note here. Multiply if you need to. Multiply if need be. So if you look on this first one, see how the y's have negative 4y and positive 4y? We want them to be the same number, 4, but different sign. One number is negative, one number is positive. And then we're going to add our equations together to get the first variable. And then plug back in for the other variable and write as a point. Okay, make sure you get that down. Let's look at this first example. We have, to start with, step 1. Both of these equations are in standard form because they have the negative 4y, positive 4y. Now, both are in standard form because x and y are on the same side and then the other numbers on the other side. They also have step 2 done where it's the same number, different sign because of the negative 4y and positive 4y. Because that's already done for us, we're just going to go ahead and add these equations together. Okay, we'll put a plus sign. When I add those together, negative 5 plus 6x would give me 1x. Negative 4y plus 4y would give me 0y. And then 8 plus negative 4 would give me positive 4. Now here's the thing, 0y doesn't do anything for us. What we're doing, this is called elimination. And so what you're trying to do is eliminate one of the variables, basically like get rid of it so that you can solve for the other. So this is gone. We don't care about that. So all we have left is 1x equals 4. If you divide by 1, then x equals 4. Ta-da! Okay, you've added your equations together and solved, so now plug back in. Choose either one of the equations, doesn't matter. I'm going to choose the bottom one because there's less negative stuff going on. And where I see x, I'm going to put 4 because x was equal to 4. 6 times 4 is 24. And then if I subtract 24, then 4y equals negative 20. And then I divide by 4 and get that y is negative 5. Okay, so I take my two numbers and I write them as a point, just like we did with substitution. So my answer is going to be 4, comma, negative 5. And I'm done. Okay, let's look at this next one. Both of the equations are in standard form. X and y are on the same side and the other numbers on the other side. So now we want to make sure that we have one number that's the same number, but different signs. Right now, we have positive 2y and positive 2y. That's really great, except that one of them needs to be negative. It says on the top of this page you could subtract, and you can. I just see students make a lot of mistakes. So to get one of these to be negative, I can multiply one of the equations by negative 1. And then we're going to rewrite. So let's rewrite our equations. The top equation is still the same. But on the bottom equation, everything is going to be multiplied by -1, which means it's going to be -8x, -2y, and +2. Okay, now that we have same number and different signs, we're going to add them up. These two, we're going to cancel out 2y and -2y because they add to 0, but we can write that down. So 11x minus 8x is 3x, or 11x plus -8. That would give me 0y, and then the last one, -8 plus 2, gets me -6. This guy's going to go away because it's 0 y's. It's been eliminated. So 3x equals -6, and if I divide by 3, then x is -2. Choose either equation to plug back into, it doesn't matter. I like the bottom one because the numbers are smaller. Instead of x, I'll put -2. Multiply, and I get -16. To undo -16, I would add. So this actually requires some solving. So now it's 2y equals 14. And if I divide by 2, y is equal to 7. So those are my two numbers. Write the answer as a point. It's x is -2, y is 7, which is my final answer. We're going to do two more and not do the last one on this page. All right. So sometimes it's not quite so obvious how you should get started because you have to look at the variables more carefully. This first one, we do have both of these equations in standard form. However, we do not have the same number on either variable. We want to get the same number. So let's look at, it's going to be easier to multiply to get x. So if I could get -2x and +2x, then these would cancel out. So we're going to multiply the top equation, just multiplying one equation, like we did on the front. Let's multiply the top by -2. And there's no one right answer for how to do this. You just want to kind of choose the easiest option. So the top equation gets multiplied by -2, which means you have -2x minus 6y and -12. The bottom one's going to stay the same. Okay, now we have -2x and +2x. So if I add these up, then the x's are going to eliminate because they add to 0. Now it should be pretty easy. -6 plus -7 is -13, y. -12 plus -1 is -13. Then I just divide by -13 and get that y is +1. Choose either equation to plug back into, it doesn't matter. I like the top one. I'm going to put y as 1. Okay, so that means that it's x plus 3 equals 6. So now if I just do minus 3, then I know that x is equal to 3. Put those together at a point, and it's 3, 1. Last one, because we're not going to do number 3. Both of these equations are in standard form. So the next thing we need to do is make sure we have the same number but different signs. We want to try and do this by just multiplying one equation. So I'm going to go for the y's. I have -6y. So if I multiply the top by -2, then this will become +6y. So that's what I'm going to do. And rewrite. So now it's on the top equation, it's going to be -16x because we're multiplying everything by -2. +6y equals +18. The bottom equation stays the same because we didn't multiply. Add these up. And now my y's will cancel out because they add to 0. So I'm left with negative 25x equals 0. Because these add to 0, they're not going to cancel out. You divide by negative 25, and you get that x is 0, which is a good answer and it's totally fine. Choose one equation to plug back into. I like the top. 0 goes where x is. So that's just 0. And then I'll divide by negative 3. And I should get that y is positive 3, which means that my final answer is 0, 3. We're not going to do the last one, so this is it.